Good morning, this is Mike Houston with your Tuesday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Looking at our impact summaries, we do expect a storm system to move into the northwest coast on Wednesday, with the brunt of the storm system pushing through southeast Idaho Wednesday night and Thursday. We expect to see a series of storm systems sweep through the region here beginning Sunday and continuing through next week, so that'll be welcome to help boost our snowpack across the mountainous regions. Looking at satellite imagery this morning, we do see a low-pressure system lifting northeast out of southeast Utah. That was yesterday's storm system. Relatively dry here across southeast Idaho, at least aloft. We'll take a look at some low-level moisture here in a minute. And then looking further upstream out here in the Pacific, we have a low-pressure system near the Aleutian Islands with a series of disturbances rotating through the base of that low across the Pacific towards the northwest coast. Looking at our weather impact matrix, because we do have some locally dense fog across the region here in the Magic Valley, we have at least some minimal impacts there, primarily due to the lack of widespread coverage. As I mentioned, we do have a storm system pushing in Wednesday afternoon and mainly Wednesday night and Thursday, so we do see a chance of snow in some of our western areas Wednesday afternoon with minimal impacts Wednesday night and Thursday as we see the brunt of the storm system into the Central Mountains, Northeast Highlands, and Magic Mountain region. But snow accumulations there, generally 3 to 6 inches in the mountains, less than an inch down in the valley location, so minimal impacts at this point. Friday looks to be fairly clear. We may see some fog trailing behind the storm system, at least Friday morning, and then we have a quick moving system pushing through the region on Saturday, may give us a chance of snow. Looking at the storm track this morning, here's yesterday's storm system pushing off to the east of us, a ridge building in along the coast with a relatively dry north flow aloft. If we take a look at satellite imagery from this morning, we do see a broad band of fog, this blue area here extending from the Boise area through the eastern Magic Valley and up through Pocatello and trying to work its way up towards Idaho Falls, at least yet this morning here at 3 a.m. We did see some light snow flurries in this mess back here towards Mountain Home earlier this morning, and I wouldn't be surprised to see, a light snowflake or two fall out of this stuff here in the eastern Magic Valley or even over towards American Falls today. And we were also seeing some locally dense fog here in Lincoln County, mainly Shoshone northward. And like I said, the coverage on that was relatively limited, so we haven't issued any statements for that, and we'll probably just chase it with special statements throughout the day today. Did find one couple pictures at least. This looked like the worst one here at Jerome Butte this morning of the locally dense fog. And temperatures are cold enough with this fog here that we should see some freezing on some of the surfaces. So slick conditions for you folks traveling from Twin northward towards Sun Valley. Looking at the storm track here for Wednesday, we see that low-pressure system now setting up off the northwest coast, and we're beginning to see a good bit of moisture now working into the region with the leading edge of precipitation now, at least Wednesday afternoon, working into the Central Mountains and Northeast Highlands over the top of this shallow ridge. We won't see the brunt of the storm system pushing into the region till about midnight, and that's about this time frame right here when that low-pressure trough begins to move inland. This will be the brunt of the storm system here, especially in the Central Mountains. Got a good fetch of moisture rotating right up into that region. May see an inch of accumulation over here in the Shoshone area and 3 to 5 inches in the Magic Mountain area. So best time frame right now around midnight into the wee hours of the morning to pick up the best accumulations here. And then as we work our way into at least the late morning hours on Thursday, this trough really begins to split with the southern extent diving south towards Vegas. We're left with the drier northern track here, so we should see snow tapering off pretty rapidly during the day on Thursday into Thursday evening. Here's a depiction of the 24-hour snow or 24-hour precipitation with this storm system ending at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So you do see that the model is trying to highlight the best place for at least snow would be over here in the Boise Mountains, western portion of the Central Mountains, and maybe up here towards Island Park. Really isn't very earth-shattering. It's just a modest amount of precipitation with that. And to some extent, some moisture sneaking into at least the eastern Magic Valley and south central highlands. The snow totals, at least that we're coming up with this morning, generally running from 3 to 5, maybe 6 inches right up along the Sawtooth peaks here, but generally down in the travel corridors, 1 to 2 inches in the Stanley Basin, maybe upwards of 2 inches in the Wood River. And then over here in the Shoshone area, might see an inch, maybe an inch and a half of accumulation in that region. And the next best places for accumulation would be Island Park down through Pine Creek Pass, and then over here towards the Magic Mountain region. The rest of the region should see fairly light accumulations, especially the Snake River Plain with less than an inch of snow. Looking at the storm track here for Saturday, I did mention we have a fast-moving system moving through here. Here it is right here, pushing through. We'll get some light snow out of that. And as you see here in this depiction, the 24-hour precipitation totals ending there on Saturday afternoon. So fairly weak precipitation totals with that. But as we work our way into Sunday, this storm track really becomes more consolidated, pushing right into the Pacific Northwest and into Idaho. And this will be the leading storm in a series of storms for next week. And the storm total accumulations with that, you can see some pretty healthy amounts here along the northwest coast, but you can see things inching up here across southern and central Idaho with some fairly decent accumulations here. I'm expecting to probably see we'll be issuing at least a number of highlights for those storms as we get closer to that time frame here later in the weekend. Okay, next storm system approaching us, at least the northwest coast on Wednesday. We'll see the brunt of that storm pushing in through southeast Idaho Wednesday night and Thursday. Then we see a series of storms setting up and sweeping across the region starting Sunday and continuing through next week. So that'll help boost our mountain snowpack, which is desperately needed. That's all I had here for you this morning. If you had any comments or questions, please go ahead and give us a call here at the number on the screen. Thank you.